And we're live.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Crazy Cabin Fever Cocktails, episode 75. 75?
I think so.
I think so. I am Tim Knittel of Distilled Living. We are produced by Fascination Design. Casual night, hot night here in Kentucky. We were doing a lot of virtual events and studio use tonight, so I'm doing something a little bit more simple and a little bit more throwback to our roots, where I was just grabbing stuff out of the pantry. So I wanted to do something different, and I kind of fallen in love with this new absinthe. Ooh, there it goes. Looks good. Fear and Loathing in Kentucky. This is by Neely Family Distillery. Picked this up a recent trip up there. But we've already done a Sazerac on this show, so I was looking for inspiration in Death & Co. And I found a drink called an Alembic by Phil Ward, which is basically more or less just subbing in a Genever, or which is a fancy style of gin, for the whiskey in a Sazerac. And they tweak it in ways that I can't tweak it. So I'm using their kind of base spirits and base concepts and ratios. And I'm going to build it out and see how it goes, just with the ingredients that I have, which are slightly different than the ingredients that they have. So starting with your Sazerac concept, we're going to take and do a rinse with our absinthe. So I'm trying to get as little as possible in the glass. Actually, that was a very nice short pour that I did there. So I'm going to coat the glass just by tilting it. A fancier way of doing this, it would be with a spritzer, and that really nicely coats the glass and gives you an aromatic, and you can spritz it just exactly the number of times that you need to coat everything. And frankly, I did such an impressive short pour. I wasn't expecting that I was going to be able to do that, that there's nothing left. Like it's a complete perfect coat with that, which is cool. All right.
Can I give another way, really quickly, give another way that they could use that?
Yeah.
As a spritz, if you have a spray bottle.
That's what I just said.
Okay. Well, I missed that.
Yeah.
I was thinking
and
about
you can
something
spritz
else.
until you coat it.
So
Perfumer bottle, something like that. It's a great way of doing it. Normally you dump the excess, because normally it's not possible to get a pour that short, but somehow I did it. So there's no extra. Because it does say dump the extra. Okay, so now we are adding big cube. Came out of our freezer. And remaining ingredients. So I am building bottom up because that is how I learned to do it. They call for a house Peychaud's bitters, which they have their own recipe for. Not using that, using this bittered cube cherry bark vanilla bitters, which is really, really good. Now this is a bitter heavy drink. I think the original Sazerac calls for like 5 or 6 dashes. They call for 3 of this. I'm going to do 3 as well. 1, 2, 3, right over the top of the ice. And then they're doing a 1/4 ounce of Demerara. Seems about right to me. I'm just using, this is an organic cane sugar that we use to make our simple. And now 2 ounces. I don't have a Genevieve or a Genever, so I am using this Highclere Castle, which is from the estate where they filmed Downton Abbey. And it's actually really good. It's quite good. They do estate-grown botanicals, and they actually throw some oatmeal in the gin basket, which gives it this really nice, interesting, creamy mouthfeel. And then we just stir it. There's nothing here that's going to play poorly with others. It should integrate really, really, really easily. Probably 20-second stir or less is going to be fine.
we've talked about the flavor profile of those bitters before too. The fact that they taste like a little bit like fennel.
Which is why I went with those. Thank you for bringing that up, because Peychaud's has a strong fennel character.
You just said Peychaud's has a strong fennel character.
Yeah. That's why I chose these, is because I'm replacing Peychaud's.
Yes, but
this is a similar character.
Okay.
Fennel, licorice, black jelly bean. It has a similar note
to the absinthe.
And the Peychaud's. The Peychaud's part of the reason that it has those notes is because that it matches with the absinthe.
I've never picked out that much licorice out of Peychaud's somehow.
It's there. Well, it's not. It's there. And that's it, right? Yep. And I'm done. So let's give it a try. Ooh, great nose on this. The botanicals of the gin really come through, along with the lemon, without actually any of the absinthe, which is weird. Wasn't expecting that. But you get the absinthe hit right on the palate. It's a perfect marriage. Great, really interesting, creamy, mouthfeel. It's not really sweet. So complex. That is really easy sipping, drinking, refreshing on a hot day like today. So that's it. One cocktail, our Crazy Cabin Fever version of the Alembic, which is itself a riff on the Sazerac with what we had at home. So next week, we have no idea what we have planned, but we're going to film some stuff in between now and then. So we should have some cool, new, interesting videos for you then.
Actually, we might do this live again, but
Oh, we might.
well, because if we save the videos for when
Oh,
we
right.
actually don't have time.
Who knows? We have no plan. But join us again next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. for something new. Crazy Cabin Fever cocktails. Cheers.
Cheers.